Well, what is going on, y'all? Thanks for stopping by. I am Jeff Rooney, and since the last Scream Factory slash Shout Factory video did so well, that was on John Carpenter's The Fog, I figured I would do the next one, which is John Carpenter's They Live. So I'm going to open this up real quick and show you the contents, and then we'll flip over to the overhead camera and check out everything kind of in more detail. Okay, so just like the fog, we have the Shout Factory poster inside of its own little cardboard tube. This looks like it's just the Steelbook in here. I don't think there was a version like the fog where it came with like music or anything like that. I think there was only a Steelbook, and then there might have been a version with pins, but I think it was like $20 or $30 more for that version, and I didn't really care for the pins. I definitely didn't need them. I was more interested in getting just the Steelbook. But unfortunately, you had to buy the Steelbook and the poster if my memory serves correctly. So let's check out the Steelbook just on the outside, and then we'll open up the poster. Okay, so on the Steelbook, you've got art that looks real similar in style to what was on the Fog. You've got Keith David, Roddy Piper, and then I believe Meg Foster as well on the front. And then of course you've got like some police officers, and then of course the aliens as well. And then, like I said, we'll open this up on the overhead camera and like show you the discs and all that. And then for the poster, I think it's going to be kind of just an expanded version of the Steelbook art. Okay. See if, yeah. So like I said, just kind of an expanded version of that of the cover art, which is really cool. I actually think I might like this poster more than what was on the Fog, and I still need to actually put the Fog on in a frame, but this one might actually be the one that gets displayed. Like I said, I like that a lot more. And with that, let's swap over to the overhead camera and take a look at the Steelbook. Alright, so in the overhead shot, and one thing I didn't notice on the poster or on the Steelbook art, just off the bat whenever I was looking at them, everything is like the propagandized. It's the propaganda from the movie. So like whenever they're wearing the glasses, the money says "This is your God." It says "consume" on the newspapers. Things like that. So I mean, that's pretty cool. It's kind of like little small details in the film. And then on the back, in terms of special features, it kind of just gives you all the rundown of the synopsis of the movie. You got Dolby Atmos, audio commentary, and then of course some special features, TV spots. One thing I did want to compare, I actually own the non-Steelbook version of this. So this came out I think in like 2021 or late 2020, and I wanted a Steelbook of it, but they at the time didn't have one, but now they do. So I'll end up getting rid of this. But I guess just in terms of comparison, it looks like most of this stuff is exactly the same. Yeah, so double checking those special features, because sometimes they do get you on that. But these are both released by Scream Factory, so it kind of makes sense that they would have the exact same special features and whatnot. But it is kind of annoying. You go and buy a regular version of the movie, and then a couple months later or a year later they release a fancy Steelbook version. So you kind of have to double dip, which, like I said, kind of annoying, but I digress. So now we'll open it up and check out the inside. All right, so opening this up, this does look like it is just the complete poster from what I just looked at a second ago. Just across the front and the back of the Steelbook. So pretty cool. And on the inside, you got I believe this is whenever they're talking on the news station. I think that's one of the things is whenever he puts on the glasses, he looks at the reporters on the news, and of course they look horrific. If I get this out, ooh, that was in there pretty tight. So yeah, just a full spread across the inside of the Steelbook. On your Blu-ray, that's the cover on that, and then the 4K. Definitely the cooler imagery. And just for comparison, I'll open up the regular version, see if they changed anything. Yep, these are actually completely different discs. So if you have both versions, or I say completely different, they're completely different art. So that's kind of interesting, I guess. I don't know, which one do I like better? I think I might like the Steelbook one better just because of this guy on here. And with that, I think we are all done. If you haven't seen They Live, check it out. It's definitely, in my opinion, one of John Carpenter's better movies, especially with all the consumerism imagery, and Roddy Piper in it is great. So is Keith David. They have that epic fight scene. I think it's like 3 or 4 minutes in a parking lot where there's like, beating each other up, doing some pretty wild stuff to each other. But yeah, I'll put a link to the Steelbook if it's still available on Screen Factory. I'll put a link to that, and then I'll also put a link to these protectors from Cinegrail. They're really great, especially if you have a bunch of Steelbooks. They'll just naturally rub against each other and scratch each other up. So this is a great way to protect your investment. Not a sponsor or anything like that, but they are worth the money. I think they're like 50 cents. 50 cents a cover or something like that. I don't know. It's pretty inexpensive, all things considered. But with that, I think we're done, and I'll see you next time.